though I'm radiant, radical, resilient, I'm still learning what it means to simply be me. And while you're on your journey, know the value of simply being you. Hey people, what's good? It's Ray here, and welcome to the Simply Ray channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so excited you're here. I post videos every Friday, so just come hang out with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, and let's get started. Today we are going to talk about forgiveness. Let me tell you something about this topic. It's difficult to do, but it's extremely important. So, first of all, why is it even important to forgive? There's many reasons. One, you ever meet them people who you can tell that they just really hurt, and they holding things. It holds ourselves hostage, or the person hostage in our hearts. I've talked with people and they maybe, I don't know, they in their 20s, they like my age. And they like, in the 5th grade, little Johnny stole my pencil and I could just never look at pencils ever again. It's important to be aware of things that have happened in our past, but it's not good to hold that person hostage in our heart so that we can't move forward. It's all kind of stuff we do that with. We do that with ourselves. We feel like we did something wrong, or we've done something to somebody, and we replay the situation in our minds over and over again. It stops us from sleeping at night. It may stop you from, going forth in a job, or going forth with communicating with people ever again. It can just make you feel like you're worthless. It can make that person have power over you. See, forgiveness is power. And the reason why you need to forgive is to get your power back. You have to open up that space in your heart and mind. That person can't have more power over you than you have over yourself. And you might not think about it that way, because I've been in situations where I'm like, that person don't have the right for my forgiveness. They did me wrong. I'm not going to forgive them. Nope. They don't deserve it. And that person may have done you wrong and very well don't deserve forgiveness. People have done some really horrible and terrible things. But forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you, so you can move forward, so you don't have this outlook on life that everybody's out to give you, so I'm not going to trust again. That's why I really don't even deal with people. It's just going to be me, myself, and God. I don't need nobody else. And let me tell you, God's amazing, but you do have to live in community. You have to have family, you have to have friends. If you don't have family and your friends are like your family, or vice versa, you don't got friends, so your family is your family and your friends, whatever, you need to live in community. Even if it's just one person. You're not going to go through this life not having any type of conflict with that person. And where there's conflict, 9 times out of 10, some forgiveness is going to be somewhere in there. You can't just be like, I'm scared to really feel or scared to really live because that person might hurt me, or I might get disappointed, and then bad things will happen. Like, no, you have to live a life that is constantly flowing. So you take a chance on an opportunity. You take a chance on a person, and you give it your all. And if something happens, then that doesn't mean that what you did was wrong. It means you're going to have to forgive, and you're going to have to move forward. You cannot constantly hold that person or yourself hostage in your heart. Nothing should take up space in your heart that is negative, because all that does is increase stress, anxiety, depression. It stops you from seeing yourself as the amazing human being that you are. It stops you from a lot of things. And it might not feel like forgiveness is that big of a deal, but it is extremely important, and sometimes it's very hard to do. But you must know that forgiveness might be what's going on and you're not aware of it. If you're like, man, I'm trying to do all this stuff and I just feel sad, or I just feel this or feel that, check in your heart to see if there's some unforgiveness that you don't feel like you can move forward. It might be something going on. Benefits of forgiveness. Benefits is it keeps anxiety, stress, and depression down. It helps you to have a positive outlook on life. You don't feel like everybody's out to get you, so that's why you're not going to trust, or that's not why you're going to love. Like, you just feel open and that you can move forward. It also gives you wisdom. I'm so grateful for the wisdom that I have learned because I have forgiven someone. For instance, somebody do something to you and it hurts you, you forgive them, but you remember the situation that has happened. So if it comes up again, you know how to navigate it now. So you use that wisdom that you learned in that situation and apply it to this new situation. So it's like, oh, I see characteristics in this person that reminded me of what I went through before. So no, I'm not going to X out and delete the person unless, you got discernment, pray about it, talk to your community. You might need to delete that person out of your life. But if it's not the case, just be aware, have that in your mind. Think about what has happened in the past in a way to protect you, not to hold you back from getting to know a good person or taking an opportunity. Because unforgiveness does that. Unforgiveness attaches itself to more things than you think. I mean, again, it takes up space in your heart. This is the process I go through when I forgive. So the first thing I do is I have to just be real and acknowledge that something has hurt me and that it's beyond me just getting over it. Now, if a situation happened and you can genuinely, honestly let it go, cool. But this is one thing you can do to kind of help you with this process if it's going beyond that. So I think about the situation, fight all the distractions, turn my phone off. I might put some worship music on, and sometimes it's just silence, just me and God, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just having this moment with myself trying to figure out what's going on in my heart. So I say, this person did X, Y, and Z to me, right? This person, so-and-so did this to me, right? I forgive so-and-so for, say it, X, Y, and Z. That feels simple, but that is hard. Sometimes it's hard to even just get it out your mouth. And I think it's really, really important to say it. Write it down then if you just like, nope, I can't say it, but write it down. But I recommend you speak it out loud. But this person did X, Y, and Z to me. I forgive this person for whatever the case is. Then I pray and I say, Lord, I pray that you remove all of these things that have attached itself to my heart. And I pray that you replace it with your peace, with joy, with love, with forgiveness, so that I can move on. That's what I do. It has helped me tremendously throughout the years. It's like a practice. I do it all the time. It's like literally a part of my life. It wasn't a part of my life at one time, and I was real mad, and I would hold things from stuff that happened to me again in the 5th grade all the way to now, and just hold all this stuff, and I just built up this wall, and I was angry and mad all the time, and it just wasn't helpful, and I couldn't move forward. Or I could move forward a little bit, but it was always something in the back of my mind, or always something in the back of my heart that would make me feel like I can't reach my full potential. Let all this stuff go, and then when I get to a roadblock of unforgiveness, I go through that process, and it helps. And I'm just so grateful for that. Forgiveness takes faith, okay? You have to push past how you feel. You may not feel like you've forgiven that person, feel like you've forgiven yourself, feel like you haven't forgiven that situation, but that don't mean you have. It just takes faith. You have to faith it out until you can feel it out and walk it out. It is really important to remember that. Some things you can forgive instantaneously. Other things you have to walk out through years. It might still affect you to where anytime you think about it or it's triggering you, where you have to get quiet to yourself and go through the process of forgiveness. You may have to do that until it don't hurt no more and sting no more. And all that's left is a scar, but it's not an open, blistering wound. Because when somebody does something real wrong to you, like real, I'm just talking about like just devastate you, messes with your self-esteem, how you view yourself, how you view the world. Sometimes people just have that effect on you. And you have to just say, you know, I say it out loud again, go through the process, and then say, you know what, I forgive you, and move forward even if you don't feel like it. When you don't feel like it, that's when your faith kicks in. Let's talk about what forgiveness does not mean, or what forgiveness is not. Forgiveness does not mean that you don't put boundaries in place. Boundaries is necessary. It is important to guard our heart. You don't say, okay, I forgive this person, and then let them back in to just do all kind of willy-nilly stuff with your heart. You don't do that. That is not healthy, and that is not wise. No, put boundaries in place. Like, I learned my lesson. You know, what's the saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Like, you got to learn your lesson. Because there's sometimes when we're in situations with people that we can't like exit out of our life. Sometimes you can be like, okay, I'm going to forgive you, and I'm going to also leave, or I'm going to never talk to you ever again. There are some cases where the person that you need to forgive or going through the forgiveness process with is still in your life. You have to deal with them often, or deal with them even sometimes on a daily basis. And so you have to navigate boundaries in your heart and boundaries with them so that they don't continue to come in and just terrorize you. Nobody should have that power over you. You take your power back. You say, you know what? I'm not gonna let you get that far. I'm not gonna allow you to talk to me disrespectfully. So until your tone can get to, match me, or I'm not gonna allow you to do this or that. So I'm gonna remove myself. When you get to talking that way, I'll come back when you come down. Whatever those boundaries look like for you, put boundaries in place. Just because you forgive them, that don't mean you just let them do whatever in your life. Nah, forgiveness is not easy. Okay, just because forgiveness is not easy, that does not mean you don't do it. Doesn't mean you avoid and not deal with it. That is so unhealthy. You need to forgive because it's going to put you in a different place. It's going to put you moving forward. We're trying to get all that crazy unk and gunk out of our hearts. One way to do that, forgiveness. There are situations that are just crazy, where people have done just some evil things to you or to someone you know. And forgiveness is so powerful because it's like one of those things God put in place that's like beyond our understanding. Because it's like, oh, this person did something terrible to me. I should be able to hold unforgiveness in our heart. But to free you up, it's like a requirement. So in those situations where like just some straight evil, some straight crazy, this is beyond like the regular day-to-day unforgiveness, which is extremely important too. We're not going to do a comparison game just because this person dealt with something that wasn't what you dealt with. It's not like it's small. The point that I'm making is forgiveness can help in a range of things, whether it's a friend situation versus someone going through abuse of some sort. So wherever you are on the spectrum, forgiveness can help. Forgiveness is important, and you can do it. People who are abused know that you can forgive your abuser. Now, that again don't mean that y'all back being friends, eating bonbons on the couch. I do not recommend that. If that person needs to be out of your life, that person needs to be out of your life. But what you can do to help you move forward so that that situation is not in every fiber of your being is to forgive. It's really powerful. It's really necessary, and you can do it. And God made forgiveness a requirement. There's tons of scriptures talking about the importance of forgiving your brother or sister, forgiving one another, forgive so God can forgive you. I don't know about you, but I ask for forgiveness every day. I'm always doing something, saying something, thinking about something. So I need to keep that line of forgiveness with God open. So if you saying you need me to forgive, then honey, I'm going to have to forgive no matter how hard it is. But there's some great benefits of it. But also, I would say forgiveness is a practice. Like, make that a part of your life. It's like exercise. I can use myself as an example. You know, I ain't exercised since I was like 5 years old. No, I'm just joking. It's a joke. I haven't exercised in a while. And it is difficult to even think about actually putting things in place so I will exercise. Like, the longer it takes to not exercise, the easier it is to not do it. So when I finally do exercise, it's hard. But when I get used to it, it's not a big deal. Like, I know I'm going, get my heart rate pumping. It might even be a little bit difficult, but overall, it's not so hard where I feel like I can't do it because I'm in the rhythm of it. Get in the rhythm of forgiveness. Make it a practice. Make it a part of your life so that you don't hold it. So when you finally do forgive, it's like, first of all, you got to forgive since the day you were born because you just not dealt with it and you avoided it. But if you make it a practice, it's like easy. It's like easier. I mean, it'll be like the first thing you do when something happens versus like the last thing you do. And it can just help you live full and free. And that's the whole point of why I'm even talking about this. I just want to encourage you to know that you can live a healthy, full life and you can live a free life. And one of the ways to do that is to forgive. The benefits of forgiveness is love and joy and reconciliation. It's a lot of benefits to forgiving. You get wisdom. It's a good thing to do. Not always easy. You have to take it case by case and see what the best situation for you as far as your boundaries go and having that person in your life or not. No matter where you are on the spectrum, no matter what's going on in your life, make forgiveness a practice. Know you can forgive. I believe in you. You are loved. You're full of purpose. You can make it. You can do it. Now go out and do something amazing.